I am starting a new shotgun. It's a Carl Stiegele, a friend of mine who spent a lot of time in Germany, said that's how you pronounce that. Carl Stiegele. He was from Munich, or as they pronounce it, München. I think it's a 16 gauge. It's a fine old piece. I've taken it all apart. Everything works. Everything matches. Serial numbers are all the same. This one here is an English gun made and patented in London. And he wants me to use, the owner of this one, wants me to use the dimensions from this one and make the stock out of this piece of Turkish. This blank. I think he said he'd had it for several years. The owner is a gun dealer in Pennsylvania, and his name is Michael Grasso. His handle on Guns International is MG Hobby. He's a good customer of mine and mails me a fine old piece now and then. I'll be actually replacing this forearm as well. There's nothing wrong with it except it's got a few little dings on it, but he wants it all to match with this piece of Turkish walnut, so we're going to take care of that for him, and we'll get going. So here we go. And I have a new puppy. Since my Joe passed away a month and a half ago, we got a rescue dog. About a week ago, she was bouncing off the trees, and now she's sort of settled down. She spent the first year of her life in about an 8 by 12 pen, and nobody paid any attention to her, and she was absolutely wild as a buck. So she's glad to have a home where somebody cares for her. That is Petra. Miss Petra. Say hi, Petra. Yeah, not today. Okay, later. This thing is going to be really touchy to draw out because I don't have several things that I need to do this. I've got the front end of these barrels lifted a little bit. I'm having to scoot it down a little bit because I got some really weak grain up here in the top, and this is the part where it needs some strength. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to cut it kind of big back here so I can adjust and hopefully get the dimensions from this one as it goes on. Thing is, these are two different pieces. I've got to save enough wood in here to make this forearm. See, it's just a splinter of a thing, but I've got to save enough wood to do that. I can get it out of there, I believe. Excuse my voice. I'm just getting over what I thought was a cold, turned out to be COVID. gives me enough room, but it's just barely enough. Just barely. If I don't go below that line, I should be okay. This is really, really a touchy thing to try to do. Now if I just connect that line, that line, that line, and that line, go to a 15-inch trigger pull, straight back is right there. He wants no separate butt pad. It's not a separate piece. This is just a wooden finished butt pad. I'm going to leave that thing about a 1/2 inch big.